True crime story, Dallas, early 1970s. A man named Dean, now deceased, was a key figure in this true story. Dean was admittedly no angel and had a rough life that included military service and excursions into all walks of life, including occasional criminal activity. Dean was the pimp for a lovely, tall, svelte young woman with long black hair of American Indian descent. Picture in your mind a young Cher. Distinctive, unusual features that would not only attract the average guy, but a distinctive physical appearance that made this young lady remembered and easily identifiable. This attractive young lady would rent a cheap motel, go into a bar or club and lure a prospective John, bring the Mark back to the motel room and get him into bed with her. Dean would be secretly hiding in a nearby closet. During coitus while the Mark was on top of this young hooker, Dean would suddenly emerge from the shadows and whack the victim on the back of his head with a blackjack, rendering the victim unconscious. Dean and the young woman would then proceed to steal the victim's wallet, all of their cash and credit cards. Often these would be wealthy, prominent gentlemen and/or married men who for numerous reasons would not pursue making a police report. Dean had warned the girl, however, that there is always the danger of picking up the wrong one. Well, one afternoon Dean received a frantic call from the young woman, from a payphone in a small pool hall bar. She pleaded with Dean, "Get down here fast, I need help." Dean hurried to the location as fast as he could get there, speeding down the freeway to an exit which took him to the scene. When Dean entered he could find nobody in the bar, but he smelled gunpowder. He looked underneath one of the pool tables and saw a scene of utter carnage. The young woman began to crawl out from underneath, wounded and bleeding profusely, barely alive. She died in his arms before an ambulance arrived. The young woman had been shot by a shotgun blast. The crime remains unsolved, but Dean maintained that it was one of their victims that followed and tracked the girl down after having been robbed. They had finally targeted the wrong one, the one who was determined to get revenge for having been robbed. Rich Vernado.